Hello. It's hard to believe we're almost a quarter of the way through the school year. It seems like every year goes faster and faster, but we have had a wonderful start to the school year. But at this time, I would like to go over our October board meeting that we had. First of all, under consent agenda, we had bills totaling $11,967,157.90. Under Superintendent's Report, I talked on 3 separate items. First of all, I talked about an event that we're going to have November 21st, and that is, a lot of people call it a World Cafe. I like to call it Community Conversations, and that will be the opportunity for people in our community, our patrons, to come out and have discussions with our Board of Education in an informal setting in which they will go from table to table and have discussions with those board members. As we get closer to November 21st, we will put information out for all of you so that you know about kind of the format and where the location is and the time. Secondly, I did talk about under the Superintendent's Report that I'm very excited. We have a study coming out about the 4-day school week. It should come out around October 14th. It may come out a little bit later than that. We will put that information out, and it will come out, first of all, from what's called the Prime Center with St. Louis University. This is a peer-reviewed study, and it's about the impact that the 4-day school week has had on our ability to hire staff here in the ISD and why people applied within the ISD. So great information there. We're really excited to share that. And then lastly, I did talk about Amendment 2, and this is something that I've received a number of emails about and certainly questions about as I'm out in the community, my thoughts on Amendment 2. And if you're not familiar with Amendment 2, that is an amendment that will be on the November ballot that would, in the future, allow for sports betting in the state of Missouri. And so what I'm going to talk about now, I'm not trying to convince people to vote either yes or no for this. This should be completely your choice. I want to talk about how it relates to education because there are a lot of commercials out there regarding Amendment 2. Just to make this as short as possible, what I would say is if you believe in sports betting and want to see it in Missouri, vote yes. If you don't, obviously vote no, but do not allow the commercial saying that all of this money will go to education in Missouri sway you one way or the other, because in my opinion, the reality is if you look at Classroom Trust Fund, and that is a subset of the foundation formula, and that's gaming money that we have through the casinos or the lottery, and all of these promises were made that education would see all of this additional revenue. And the reality is that money in Classroom Trust has supplanted, not supplemented, education in Missouri. So what it's done, it's reduced the, if you want to call it the amount of money that the state should be paying schools, it just offsets what they should be paying us. It doesn't supplement or give us more. And I believe that the same thing will happen with Amendment 2 and gaming in Missouri. So again, that's not telling people to vote yes or no. I just want to give my perspective as it relates to education. And if you want to be able to bet on the Chiefs games or the Royals, vote yes. If you don't believe that we should have sports gaming in Missouri, vote no, okay? That was a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, but I did want to get that information out there. So after the Superintendent's Report, I did go ahead and move into the new business. First of all, under new business, item number 1 was the approval of a salary schedule changes for our family school liaison staff. This is something that is required because of a federal law change, and that relates to exempt employees. So exempt employees are employees that do not receive overtime. And our FSLs were the only salary schedule that we had that are exempt employees. Again, they don't receive overtime, but because of the changes to the federal law, they were not receiving enough weekly pay to be compliant. And so as of July 1, that amount changed to $844 a week, which we were fine with. But then as of January 1st, this did move up to $1,128 weekly if you have an exempt employee. So that's one of the things that occurred, and we just have to adjust our salary schedule to take that into account. Item number 2 under new business is the approval to accept the bid for a partial roof replacement at Van Horn High School. This roof replacement will be over, I'll call it the old gym or the secondary gym, as well as the 3rd floor classroom wing. This is a roof that we do need to replace, and it totaled $1,047,000, and the winning bidder on this was Delta Roofing. Item number 3 was the approval to accept the proposal for the replacement of the turf field at William Chrisman High School. Mid-America Sports Construction will complete this work for us. The total dollar amount is $607,476. The turf at William Chrisman is 14 years old. Much like we just replaced the turf at Truman High School, it was also 14 years old. So as soon as the football season, the soccer season are complete, we will go ahead and start work on this. So the turf will be in place for next football and soccer season. Item number 4 is the approval to accept the bid for district-wide solid waste, recycling, and portable restroom service. Waste Management was the winning bidder for this at $249,776.48. This is a 3-year contract. The dollar amount that I just gave is the yearly amount. And then lastly, this is something I'm really excited about, is the approval to let bids for the renovation of Fairmount Elementary School. And if you have elementary kids and you're watching this, you may know that our enrollment's up substantially, especially in our elementary schools. That has caused situations where we're having to overflow kids where otherwise they would attend their neighborhood school. But since we don't have enough space and we're capped with the number of kids that we have in those classrooms, we're having to bus those kids to the school that's adjacent to that school. Well, because our enrollment is up so much, sometimes we're having to bus kids not just to the adjacent school, but maybe 2, 3, or even 4 schools away. So to alleviate some of this, because the main part of our community that we're seeing a large number of kids come in is the northwest part of Independence, which has resulted in an overflow first from Fairmount Elementary to Mallinson Elementary, which now is starting to have some overflow issues, then to Mill Creek, and now all the way to Ott. So with this renovation, we will take the existing auditorium and we will convert that into 5 regular classrooms as well as a music room. And so we will let the bids get those back in December, and with the approval of this, we will start demo of that space to convert it over Christmas break. And then we will have, by the time school starts next year, those 6 additional classrooms. That will alleviate most, if not all, of the issues that we're experiencing right now. Now, in other parts of our community, we do also have some capacity issues, so we are currently looking at redistricting some areas so that we're not having to bus kids from what would be their neighborhood school to an adjacent school. So those are some of those things that as a superintendent I never like having to do. I really believe in the neighborhood school system. I want our kids to be able to go to their neighborhood schools. So this is going to eliminate most, if not all, of those issues. So with that, that is your October board report. Again, we've had a great start to the school year. Parents, thank you so much for your partnership that you have with us, and I look forward to seeing everyone in November. Have a great day.